Welcome to the Booking Game, Lesson 3 in the 3-part Money Mastery series. There are 3 ways to make more money. The first is to increase the number of clients you have through referrals, through marketing, through advertising. The second way is to increase the amount of money that they spend with you through your service dollars or your retail dollars. And lastly, the third way to make more money is through rebooking. Today, we're going to be talking about the booking game and how we double our day. And when you play this game, you're actually ensuring that you're increasing the opportunities that you have to make more money. And how many of you would love to double what you're currently producing every day?
Absolutely.
What about what you make every week?
Sure.
Yes.
Most importantly, how many of you would like to give yourself a $10,000 or more bonus this year?
I would.
Yes.
Excellent. If I could show you a way to double your income just by playing a game, would you be willing to play?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
The booking game was designed to teach technicians a systematic way to double their daily sales, to provide focus and intention, as well as to serve as a guide to controlling the flow of your services throughout the day. The end game goal is to provide a clear picture as to what you need to do to achieve your highest goals. Like all games, there are rules. Many of us can't stand rules, but rules are what governs something. It helps to keep it consistent. There are only 2 rules to our game. Rule number 1, I need you to arrive 15 minutes early. Do we all agree that we can, for the sake of doubling our income, we can come to work 15 minutes early?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Rule number 2, you're simply going to add up what is currently on your books for the day. That's your second rule. Agreed?
Okay.
Got it.
How many of you know or have heard of who Christopher Columbus was?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Christopher Columbus did what?
Sailed around the world.
Sailed around
Discovered America.
He discovered America. Very good. He also discovered that the world was
Round.
round. In what year?
1492.
14. Good. You guys will remember. So imagine for a minute that we are in 1492, and I'm Christopher Columbus, and I'm standing before my town, and I'm telling you that the world is round. What are you telling me?
You're crazy.
Yeah. No way.
No way. You don't believe me, right? Go prove it, Christopher. Go right ahead. So I bring this up because we're about to play a game, and midway through the game, you're going to be thinking like the townspeople did. You are crazy. There is no way that it can be done. But what did he prove?
It was true.
That the world was round. So I'm going to prove to you that you actually can double your day by playing a simple game. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Welcome to Getting Retail Results, Lesson 2 in the 3-part Money Mastery series. Getting retail results. Getting retail results is probably one of the most important pieces of having an effective business. Retail is an indicator that our customers trust us because they're choosing to purchase from us. So let me ask you guys this. When I say the word retail, what comes to mind?
Selling.
The owner's making money off of me.
Very good.
Pressure.
Having to sell.
Having to sell, pressure, the owner's making money on me.
Deal.
Deal.
This is not what I went to hairdressing school for, or cosmetology school.
Very good. I didn't go to school to be a salesperson, right? Very good. Let me ask you this. How many of you have ever experienced being sold?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've all experienced being sold. And would I be correct to say that you don't want your customers to feel sold?
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
All right, so because you have a story in your head that I don't want my customers to feel sold, therefore you choose to not sell, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm going to post a challenge to you. A, I don't want you to sell. As an owner of a business, the last thing I want you to do is sell. Because when I said to you, have you ever experienced being sold? Your words were like, oh, yeah. Like your whole bodies went down, right? Because it's an awful experience. I don't want you to sell. I want you to serve. If you serve first, you will never have to sell. So let me ask you guys this question. How many of you ever experienced being served?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. When was the last time you had that experience? Somebody share with me what that experience was of being served.
I was on a plane flying home a couple days ago from New York, and we were sitting in the row. It was right by the bathrooms. So it's like couldn't sleep, couldn't do anything, and you're cooped up, and we were uncomfortable, and the flight attendant noticed that. So she actually went up to first class and brought us some champagne in the little cup, and then a couple of little chocolate pieces that they have in first class. She didn't have to do that, and she came up and said, shh. She said, keep this to yourselves, but I noticed you guys can't get to sleep, so I wanted to give you something to take care of that. That, to me, was being totally served.
Very good. So excellent. Somebody went out of their way to take care of you. Who else had their hand up? Go ahead, Kim.
The experience that I think of is in a restaurant when my brother and I were treating my parents for their 20 or 25th wedding anniversary, so it was special. We were fairly young, so it was a big splurge for us in spending this kind of money. And the restaurant that we chose had a good reputation, and by far they exceeded their reputation that I had. When we walked in, my mom and I were greeted with a fresh cut rose. We were seated. She and I got the menus without the pricing.
Wow.
And they were just so above and beyond attentive without being pains in the neck. If our water was down, they were right there to do it. If they saw that we needed something, they were right, Johnny on the spot kind of thing. And yet they weren't like overbearing.
Sure.
And at the end, they realized that we were celebrating something. They really didn't get what they were celebrating. And they brought out my mom. After they're realizing and paying attention to it, they brought her out a whole bouquet of roses, like as a gift for their wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow.
So it was just a great experience for us and for them.
So really, though, the whole entire staff were anticipating your needs throughout the entire time that you were in the
Absolutely.
restaurant. Very good. So what I hear everyone saying is that when you're served, not sold, you feel welcomed, you feel great, you feel happy, you even feel like you want to go back to these places or fly on the same airline or go back to the same department store or clothing store, whatever that might be, correct?
Yes.
Very good. Can you see now that retail has nothing to do with what you initially thought?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not about the owner wanting to make money. It's not about that experience of uncomfortableness. It's about service. Because when you serve first, selling automatically takes place. Right? Very good. If I could teach you a way today to serve your clients with retail and not sell, would that be valuable?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to play the game with you, and my request is that you consistently play the booking game for the next 30 days after we go through it today. Play full out, even when you don't want to, and if it doesn't work for you, then you can eliminate it as a practice. I will say that from my own experience that the booking game was the one tool that kept me focused, on track, and having victory days. You know, those days where the tips are falling out of your pockets. Those are the kind of days I'm talking about. As a company, we have personally trained thousands of technicians who have been successfully playing this game. I promise you that if you get committed to it, it will do the same for you. Okay? So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take out the booking game tracking form. There's a sample in your workbook. So everybody take a look at that as we begin. I will be using this sample as I teach you the game. Notice that the sample is with hair. I'm a hairdresser, so I'm going to give it to you in hair terms. No matter what your profession is, whether you're a massage therapist, an esthetician, or a nail tech, the game isn't about the service that you provide. It's about how you play the game. It's about up-servicing. So we'll use these examples today, and then you would simply put in the particular services that you do when you play it for yourself. You will use this same system when figuring out your own day. Once complete with the lesson, you will have an opportunity to play the game on your own day. First, I want everyone learning the game by following along with this sample that I've provided. Any questions?
No, we're good.
Okay, good. So, what were the two rules that we had?
Come in 15 minutes early.
Very good.
Add up your day.
And add up your day. Excellent. So let's begin. You'll see in front of you, you have daily clients. You see you have Julie Smith, Jason Buck, Diana Sweeney, Vicki Bradley, Carol Conlon, Mike Cooper, Amy Davison. So if we take a look at that and we add up all of what they're currently coming in for, you'll see their services written down next to it. What are they currently receiving in services today? How much is our day going to be if we just added that up?
$355.
Very good. So we know that right now, if we simply did what we were scheduled for, we would come out of our day with $355. Okay?
Yep.
But that's not doubling our day, right?
No.
Nope.
No. Okay, good. So now what I'd like you to do is beginning at the top with Julie. She's receiving a haircut and finish and a color service today, a one-step color. Her haircut is $40 and her color is $40. What other services, if she had all the time and all the money and we had all the time to provide it, what other services could she get?
A conditioning treatment.
Very good. A conditioning treatment. And how much is that?
$15.
$15. Very good. Who else?
A wax.
A wax, an eyebrow wax?
How about lip and brow?
Oh, very good. Lip and brow. And Alejandra, how much would that be?
30.
$30. Excellent. Very good. What else?
A manicure.
A manicure. Good. So we're actually going to cross promote to somebody else on our team, and we're going to give a manicure. And how much would that be, Lewis?
That's $25.
$25. Very good. Is there any other services we could offer, Julie?
Well, she's coming in for that color, right?
Yes.
So we can offer her some highlights. It's going to be the winter. We want to give her something that's going to, have her stand out a little bit more. So we can do some highlights.
Very good. So if we did a highlight service, how much is a partial highlight, Alejandra?
25.
25. Very good. Now, what is something we're forgetting?
Retail.
Retail. Very good. So how many products would we be recommending to Julie?
At least 3 because I want that retention.
Very good. So at least 3. We'll say that the average cost is $10 to make it easy. So we'll say we've got $30 in retail. Excellent. So our next customer is Jason, and Jason's getting a haircut. What else could Jason get?
Brow wax.
Very good. He could get a brow wax. And how much is that?
15.
15. Excellent. What else could Jason get?
A semi-gloss.
A semi-gloss. And how much is that?
25.
25. What else?
He could get a conditioning treatment for his hair.
Good. And how much was that?
15.
Now, Jason, bless his heart, is in the doghouse with his wife, and he forgot her birthday. What else could he get?
Gift certificate.
A gift certificate. Very good. And how much is he in the doghouse?
A lot.
$100 gift certificate.
$100 doghouse. Very good. And if he is going to present that gift certificate with a nice basket of product, how many products are we going to have Jason walking out the door with?
6.
5. Yeah.
5, 6. Very good. So let's say 5. That's $50. Now, Diana is next, and Diana's getting a haircut and finish. So what else could we give Diana?
Color.
Color, very good. And we said that a color was 25. Excellent. What else?
Pedicure.
Pedicure. So we're going to cross promote again. Lewis, how much is a pedicure?
35.
35. Very good. What else?
Conditioning treatment.
A conditioning treatment. We said that that was 15.
How about a mini facial?
And a mini facial. Good. So we're going to cross mark it again. And how much is that mini facial?
30.
30. Excellent. How many products does Diana need?
She needs at least 2 or 3.
Very good. So let's give her a $30 mark again as well. Excellent. Our next client, following right along, be sure to be writing down all of these upsell opportunities, the dollar value, as well as the retail dollar value accordingly. So Vicky's coming in and she's getting a haircut finish and a partial highlight. What else could we give Vicky?
Low lights.
Very good. So she could get a low light. And how much additional would that add to her $55 service for her highlight right now?
20.
20. Excellent. What
She
else?
needs that perm, like that body wave.
Good. She needs some texture. And how much is a texture wave?
$45.
45. Excellent. What else could she get?
A massage.
We could cross market to massage. And how much is a 1 hour massage?
50.
50. Very good. What else?
A gloss.
A gloss. Excellent. So we're going to put a gloss over that color. And we said a gloss was 25. And how many products does Vicky need?
5.
5. So we're at $50 for her product. Now, Carol's coming in, and Carol's our next client. She's getting a haircut. What else could she get, Kim?
A shine, a gloss.
Very good. So we could give her a shine gloss, and we said that that was 25. Excellent. Alejandra, what else could she get?
A color.
A color. Very good. And we said a color originally was $40. Excellent. What else?
A scalp massage because she loves the massage.
Very good. So we could add a scalp massage. And how much is that to add to it?
15.
15. Very good. Anything else?
Body wrap.
She could go into our spa and get a body wrap. And how much was that?
50.
Very good. And how many products are we going to have Carol walking out with?
4.
4. So we're at $40 for Carol. Very good. Now our next client is Mike. Bless Mike's heart. We tried everything to get him to take on some extra services, and he just said no. So we'll leave Mike alone today, okay? And Mike's not getting anything additional. But then we go to Amy. She's our last client of the day. What else could Amy get besides her haircut, finish, and wax?
A manicure?
A manicure. We could cross-promote that.
Partial highlight.
Partial highlight. Excellent. So a partial highlight was $40. Very good. And Lewis, we said our manicure was $25, so let me write that down. What else?
Conditioning treatment.
A conditioning treatment. Very good. And our conditioning treatment was $15.
She needs a wax.
Makeup application.
Very good. So we heard a wax in there. She's getting already an eyebrow wax, so we could add the lip to it, which would increase our total waxing service to $30. So that's an additional $20. And then I heard, what did you say, Steve?
A makeup application.
Makeup application. Very good. And how much is that?
$50.
$50. Perfect. And how many products does she need?
Well, she's going to need about 8 or 9 because she's going to be buying makeup.
Very good. Good. So let's
all kinds
put
of different things.
$80 for her.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So now we've actually looked at all of the opportunities of what's possible. Now, I know you're probably thinking, this is not probable, Julie, and that's okay. I want you to stay with me and play the game for a moment, okay?
Okay.
So, first of all, we've added up our day. We were at a total of $355. Now we've simply come up with all of our possibilities for up servicing. What I'd like you to do is simply add up all those services that you could do, not the ones that you're going to cross promote, but simply the ones that you could do as their service provider, okay? So let's take a moment. Let's add that up. Perfect. So what did we have as total possible upsells for the day? What was our total?
$410, Julie.
$410. Very good. So if you consider the beginning, our day was going to be $355. Then when we played the game, we upsold as a possibility an additional $410, not including what we cross-marketed to the team. Okay? So if you add those two together, our day went from $355 to $765. How many of you would like days like that?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I want to share some interesting facts with you regarding retail to give you some understanding of the power that retail has. A study was done in a national trade magazine that said if a client purchases one product, there is a 30% chance the client will come back to the business. If a client purchases 2 products, there's a 60% chance that they will be back in your business. And lastly, if the client purchases 3 products or more, there's a, what would you say?
90%.
90% chance that they'll be back in your business. So you see, retail has little to do with selling and everything to do with serving and retaining your customers. The more you serve me, the more loyal I become, the longer I stay as your customer. Retailing is producing a result called serving and retaining. We measure how effective we are by tracking our sales and focusing on what we expect to sell. Many of you have no idea as to what you should be selling or what goals you should be setting, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to decide, maybe $100, maybe $200, but really we're not clear all the time what that should be. In order to help you and to give you some clarification, let's take a look at some industry statistics. Currently, what would you say the average retail ticket is in our industry? Now consider this. You're going to take all of the retail sales in our industry and all of the clients and divide the clients into the retail sales. What do you think on average a client spends on a retail product?
$11.
$11. Who else?
13.
13. 15. Here we go. $3.27.
Wow.
Yikes.
So what does that say? What does that mean?
We're not
We're
doing our
not selling
job.
a lot of products.
We're not educating.
We're not educating. We're not selling product. We're not doing our job. Our customer's not buying from us, but they're buying because don't you guys know that they have product?
Yes.
So where are they buying?
Walmart.
Walmart. Where else?
Discount place.
Discount stores. Where else?
Costco.
Costco.
The grocery store.
The grocery store. So
Other salons.
Other salons, department store, wherever that might be. But they're buying.
Yeah.
So why not follow a system to have them buy from you? Because if they buy from you, what are the advantages to that? Who can share with me what would be the advantage of me buying product from you?
Well, it's coming directly, when it's coming from me, I'm your expert, I'm your salon professional. So I'm not a clerk at the drugstore that you're asking a question about a product. I'm actually trained to support you and giving you exactly what you need and in teaching you how to use it.
Very good.
So that would be, to me, the biggest benefit.
The benefit is I'm the expert and you buy the things that I would recommend, so I know what you're using on your hair. What's another benefit?
Another benefit is guaranteeing the product. Like, I know that I can return products back at the salon.
Very good. So it actually guarantees their purchase. If you're not happy with it, you can bring it back to me. Very good. Kim.
The thing that I heard you say when you talked about the percentages of when somebody buys one product, 30% comes back. If they buy 3, 90% comes back. So that's guaranteeing me return business.
Absolutely. You get return business. The customer gets a product on their hair, skin, nails, whatever that might be, that you know is going to work. So they're happy. And most importantly, you all said you want to make more money, right?
Yeah.
So it helps you in your retail commissions to earn extra money. But even if you weren't getting a commission from retail, your customer is purchasing from you, which means retention. And all of us would rather retain the clients that we have than go out and work twice as hard to get a new one, correct?
There's another benefit that I'm thinking of, Julie, and that's person is my walking billboard, and I want them looking fabulous. And if they're buying products that I don't know about and putting whatever in their hair, then that's my advertisement out there. So when my client looks good and I have educated them on how to use it, where to put it, and people are asking, wow, your hair looks great, then that's guaranteeing that I'm also bringing in new clients as well.
So it could actually help you to gain referrals in your business, making it easy for you to build your business.
Yes.
Perfect. So when we heard that the average ticket was $3.27, many of you had started out with $11, $12, $13, $15. Well, how much is the average bottle of product?
$10 an hour?
10, 12, some 15, some even higher. But if we average it out, we're going to be around that $12, $15 range, right? So if our current average in the industry is $3.27, and we're saying that the average bottle costs $12, how are we doing?
Not
good.
so good.
Not so good, exactly. This means that roughly 1 out of every 3 to 4 people leave your business with retail. Do you think that that's good?
No.
No. And within 24 hours, over 90% of consumers will purchase a product. Why not have them purchasing for you? So how many bottles do you think a customer should leave with minimally?
4.
4, Kim? Very good.
1.
1.
3.
Well, it depends. I mean, if I'm doing a facial, there could be anywhere from 6 to 10, depending upon the lotions and, different oils that I would have to use.
Absolutely. So we're all in agreement that a customer should leave with 1 to 5, 6, 10 products, correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
So if you took a visual journey of your own bathroom right now, and you closed your eyes and you thought about what's in my bathroom, and you looked at the top of the sink and you could see those products there. You open your drawers and you can count the bottles there. You open the doors below your sink and wow, there's even more. We pull back your shower curtain and you've got half a dozen in there. How many products do you guys have in your bathroom?
Tons.
At least 50.
At least 50.
Way too many.
Way too many. Exactly. So what I'm trying to get at, you guys, is consumers buy, and they buy for 2 reasons. And what did we say those 2 reasons that customers purchase are?
Good feelings.
feelings.
and solutions.
Good feelings and solutions. So if you make me feel good throughout my service and you provide a solution to the challenge that I have with my hair, skin, or nails, and most importantly, you be sure to remind me that these are the things that you used on me today and invite me to purchase, I'm actually going to buy from you. Because regardless, I'm going to buy somewhere else. Your job is to educate. Your job is to close and wrap it up so that they actually purchase from you. So I'm going to give you some expectations that the top salons and spas in the country have for their team members, and what I personally had for mine as well. So if, as a service provider, if you're a massage therapist, then my expectation is that you sell minimally 5% retail to service. And why would I say 5% retail to service?
I think typically as a massage therapist, we don't have a lot of products per se to sell, or maybe we don't think we do.
Very good, Steve. So there might be fewer items available in the spa for you to sell to your customer. So, and I'm also going to encourage you to think out of that box, because if you took it to the next level, lotions, and you have hair, they might need shampoo or hairspray. So taking it the step further and considering that, but minimally 5%. My nail techs, 15% retail to service. My hairdressers, 25% retail to service. So that means, you guys, when I say retail to service, that means if you sold $1,000 in services this week, you performed $1,000 worth of services, then as a hairdresser, my expectation would be you sold at least $250 in retail. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, my estheticians. My expectation for you is 100% service to retail. Why do you suppose that is, Kim?
Because my products are typically much more expensive.
Very good. So your facial may start at $50, $60, $70, and one bottle of cream could be $60 on itself.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So my expectation is 100% retail to service for you. Now that you know what the expectations are, you'll need to adjust your weekly goals to watch your average retail ticket grow. Often salons and spas will place a benchmark on retail in terms of the number of pieces sold or the percentage. So you might have a goal with your salon and spa that you need to sell one piece per customer. Okay, so you might track it that way. So I want one bottle per customer. I'm going to see 30 customers. The average bottle is $10. That would be $300. Or I want to sell 25% retail to service, and my goal this week is 1,000. So that means your retail goal would be 250. However that is, adjust your goals accordingly, but start thinking about, if I'm presenting 1 to 5 products to my customer, the more I present, the more chances I have of retail going out the door. Let me recap. Step 1 is during the needs assessment, you're going to be sure to inform the customer that throughout your service today, you will be educating them on retail. And when you're done, they can choose what you need. Step 2 takes place during the service. Every time you pick a bottle up, you tell the customer what you're using, why you're using it, and how they would use it at home. And lastly is the close, step 3, the most important piece. When you've completed the service, you want to take all the products and line them up on the counter, presenting anywhere from 3 to 5 or more products. And you want to let the customer know, these are the products that I used on you today. What would you like to take with you? Be sure to be quiet and wait for them to choose. So how many of you feel that you could take this on with your next customer and have more confidence and more success with retail?
Me
Sure,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good. So I'm going to pose that challenge to you. Go out and follow this system. Start in the needs assessment, follow the what, why, how, keep it simple, and most importantly, be sure to present the products at the end for the close. Now, is it possible for us to do all the things that we recommended?
No.
No.
Is it possible?
It's possible.
It's possible. Now, is it probable?
Not so much.
No. So let's break it down. Let's take a look at Julie. Now, we had several things for Julie: a highlight, a condition, a lip brow. What is probable that we could add on to Julie?
A highlight.
Very good. So let's circle that. We could add that $25 little flash highlight. Very good. Then we move on to Jason. What could we add to Jason's day?
The conditioning treatment.
Perfect. So we'll circle the $15 value. And then Diana, what could we add to her haircut and finish today?
The Shine Gloss.
Very good, which was 25, so we'll circle that. And then Vicky was coming in. What could we add to Vicky's partial highlight?
The low light.
The low light, so we'll circle the $20. Carol's coming in, and Carol was scheduled for a haircut and finish, and let's say she didn't have enough time, so she chose not to get anything. Mike, we already knew, didn't want anything. And lastly, we have Amy. What else could we give Amy?
The conditioning treatment.
Very good. So that's another $15. So let's add up what we've circled for each client as a probable upsell. All said and told, we could add an additional $100 to our day simply by adding those few items. How many of you now think that you could probably add those items to your day?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Excellent. Very good. So let's take it a step further, can we?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, now we've got all of our services. We've forgotten one other thing, which is our retail items. Okay, so if you consider all of the retail items that we thought of, is it possible for us to sell them all?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. We just need to present them. Okay, so as a possibility, we are going to sell $280 in retail. So we've got our upsell goal of a probable amount of $100 and our retail upselling of $280. Now, let's take it even a step further and find out what that means for in our pocket. Okay? So if we took $100, and how many days a week did we say we were working?
5.
5 days. So 100 times 5 days a week would mean that we actually increased our weekly revenue by $500. Now I'm going to have you take that 500 and multiply it by 52 weeks. And I say 52 because we're the craziest people in this industry that'll work 80 hours the week before we go on vacation, only to go on vacation and come back from vacation and work 80 hours to make up for all the people that we saw when we were on vacation, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're right.
I'm exhausted.
Exactly. That's what we do. We work twice as hard the week before we go on vacation as well as when we come back to make up. So oftentimes we do twice the amount of revenue in those weeks. So I'm going to take $500 and multiply it by 52 weeks. We've just increased your annual paycheck and given you a bonus of $26,000.
Yeah.
Now, how many of you like that?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Now, you just brought in $26,000 more in revenue. You take home, let's say, on an average, 50% of that. So you just gave your personal paycheck an increase of over $13,000. Cool?
Yes.
Good.
Very good. How many of you would agree with me that you could probably, if you focused on it and you were really, really intent on offering 2 to 3 services, how many of you would agree with me that you could probably add $10 to every ticket?
Sure.
So $10. Let's take $10 times those 6 clients we're going to see in a day would mean that we added $60 to our day. Multiplied by 5 days a week, that's $300 additional dollars per week. Multiplied by 52 weeks in a year, we've just again increased our annual revenue by $15,600, or a take-home bonus of over $7,800. So any way you slice it, by focusing and having an intention, by really thinking about what our customers could possibly receive, that actually sets your path in a direction that allows you to make more money. Remember, we talked in the very beginning, there were 3 ways to make more money. Number 1 was to increase what?
Clients.
Number 2 was to increase.
The amount of money that they're spending with us.
Very good. And then number 3 was to increase.
The visits.
How many
Very
times they come
good.
in?
How many times they come in. So if you play the booking game, you're increasing their average service ticket, you're increasing their average retail ticket, and we learned in the retail lesson that the more retail they buy, the more we retain them. So we've increased the amount of money they spend, we've increased our retention rate because they're purchasing more from us, all because we're planning. Now, customers that are getting this type of service, do you think that they would be more likely to rebook an appointment with you or less likely?
More likely.
More likely. So in one game, you've given yourself 3 more opportunities to increase the amount of money you make annually just by playing a simple game.
Wow.
If everyone would take a look at your handout called the Retail Self-Assessment, we will begin by discussing the 10 areas in a salon and spa that offer great opportunities to produce retail results. You will then be given a chance to rate yourself as to how effective you or your team is in each of these areas. It's important that you're honest. This is to support you in having greater retail success. I will ask you a question regarding one of the areas, and then I will give you an opportunity to rate your personal success in this particular area. Remember, this is for you, so be honest. And at times, you may have to answer for the salon as a whole, because you may not personally take care of that area I might be speaking about. So you may have to actually think about, how would I rate my entire team? We are going to rate on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 means you are really ineffective, or that your team as a whole is ineffective and we're not doing it. Giving yourself a rating of 10 means you do it effectively all of the time, or that the team is doing it really effectively all of the time. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So let's follow along together. Number 1, when a client calls into the salon, either by phone or walking in, do you yourself or does the front desk team share what the current salon promotions or specials are? Do you have an on-hold service that shares with customers the current promotions and service specials? So when that customer comes into our salon, are we educating them about the specials, the promotions that we have? Or when they call in, are we even talking about what's happening in the salon and the spa? So think about that. You're going to have to rate your entire team as a whole because you may do it yourself or you may have a team of people and you all share the responsibility. So take the time right now to give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being poor, 10 being great. Number 2, when a client walks into the salon, does your current retail center scream, "Buy me," or does it say that you didn't care enough and that we're really not interested in selling retail? Do you have beautiful displays? Is it inviting? Are all of the bottles clean, dusted, lined up meticulously? Is there adequate retail or is there a shortage? So imagine your retail space. When a client walks into the salon, does it scream, "We sell retail here"? So give your business a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. Number 3, the changing area or the restroom. Do you have products for the customers to try while using the restroom or the changing room? What is the client washing their hands with? Is it something that we retail or is it Dove or a regular hand soap? Is there a visual display of our promotions in the restroom? Is there proper signage? Is it clean? Remember, impeccability is a team responsibility, not an individual's. In the changing room, are they able to try products themselves? Do you take pride in those areas and think about those as retail opportunities? Give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. Number 4, the station. Does your station have a simple and neat retail display? Or is it sloppy, unorganized, and filled with unnecessary items like your kids' pictures, your coffee from this morning, your leftover Mountain Dew from yesterday, your certificates of achievement? Remember, you are there to serve your clients, not to sell your family. Okay? So is your station clean, clutter-free? Do you have a nice retail display? Are you recommending the products on your station or are you using something else that you don't even sell in your salon or spa and recommending those? Do you have a retail display or shelf talkers near or around your station talking about what is the retail we offer? Give yourself a rating. Number 5, the needs assessment. Do you use it every time, all the time, consistently taking that 2 to 4 minutes to perform the needs assessment and let them know during the needs assessment that you will be recommending products throughout the service and when they are done, they can choose what they need. So are you remembering to put that vital piece inside of the needs assessment? Do you do it all the time? Do you do it some of the time? Have you completely forgotten that? Give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. Number 6 is the shampoo or the salon experience. So listen carefully. If you're a stylist, during the shampoo experience, are you explaining to your clients what you're using, why you're using it, and how they use it at home? For all my other technicians, no matter what your job title is, skin, massage, nails, do you provide either a 5-minute scalp massage or an added value experience, a paraffin hand treatment maybe? Are you giving them an experience that allows you to share the what, why, how with the customer? So give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. Number 7, during the actual service cycle, okay, when the customer is actually receiving the service, are you educating the customer on everything you're using for them? Every time you pick up a product, are you saying, this is what I recommend, this is why I recommend it, and this is how you would use it at home? If you're an esthetician or a massage therapist, are you making sure that you, at that service point, when you're all done, you educate them? Or if they gave you permission, are you educating them throughout the service? There is nothing worse, you guys, than when a technician uses a product on a client's nails, skin, hair in the massage room and neglects to share with the customer what they are using. Myself as a customer, I've often experienced the fact that, ooh, I like the way that smells. And then they still don't even tell me what they're using. So during the service, are you educating them? Give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. Number 8, product recommendation. At the end of the service, do you put the 3 to 5 products on the counter, review what, why, and how the client will use them, or do you just say, I'll see you next time, see you in 6 weeks, have a great weekend? Do you also recommend products that are truly serving your customers' needs? I don't want you to recommend the promotion because you have to, and you have to have a unit go out the door. I want you to be sure, are you making those product recommendations that will fill the need of your customer? So give yourself a rating. Are you doing that? Number 9, the completion, the close. So once you've placed that 3 to 5 products on the counter and you've shared with them the what, why, and how of the selection, do you actually ask the customer to purchase? So it should sound something like this. These are the products that I recommend for you today. What would you like to take with you? If the client chooses no, do you give them a prescription with your recommendations? Do you invite them back and rebook your client, or do you leave it up to the front desk to support you in finishing your job? Give yourself a rating. Last but not least, number 10, the follow-up above and beyond. What kind of system are you using to follow up with your customers? Do you do a follow-up call? Do you do a thank you card? Are you remembering to enter notes into your software system or to write them on your index cards about the products that your customers actually purchased, as well as the ones that you recommended? So are you taking the time to follow up above and beyond so that when you come in to see me the next time, I'm actually recalling what you purchased? So do you take that time? Give yourself a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. And now that we've completed rating ourselves, take a moment and add up your responses. Your score is your percentage of effectiveness in successfully recommending retail. Your target is to have 100%. You may find yourself anywhere from the low 20s to high 80s. Regardless of where you are, you now have a roadmap to assessing where you are and what areas of improvement you need. So let me ask you, how'd you guys do? What did we get?
Lousy.
Did all right.
Did all right? What's all right? What percentage did you get?
I had like 72%.
That's really good.
That's awesome.
Very
That's
good.
a C.
That's a C? Okay, she's going back to school. Who else?
I'm at 35, so
35.
I don't
Okay,
know why
good.
she's complaining.
I got a 48.
48?
Yeah.
I'm even worse. I'm 27.
27. Very good. So no matter where you guys are, you now can see what area you could improve upon, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So take a moment and circle the one area in the next 30 days that you're going to either A, work on personally, or B, work with your team to support them in improving that area. Circle that area. And that's going to be your compass, your focus for the next 30 days. And once you've gotten that improved, then you can work on the next thing and on the next thing. Remember, retail's a cycle. It takes place every day, no matter what. And the more effective you get at ensuring that you're presenting at every possible point in the cycle, the more opportunity you're gaining to actually have that customer purchase retail from you. May I have a volunteer share the area that they see it has the most opportunity for improvement for them? What area did you circle, Lewis?
Product recommendation.
Product recommendation, very good. And what is it specifically, the action that you're going to take to improve your product recommendation, Lewis?
I'm going to talk about, the oils, the creams, and the files, and the nail polishes
Very
that I have
good.
at my station.
Very good. So you're actually going to start talking about all the things that
Exactly.
you use.
Open my mouth.
Open your mouth. Okay, good. I didn't think you had a problem with
No,
that.
I talk about everything else, but
Good. So you're actually going to focus your conversation to the particular products that you use on your customers' nails.
yes.
That's very good. Excellent. Who else would share? Go ahead, Alejandra.
The clothes.
The clothes. And
Yeah.
what is the specific action that you will take regarding the clothes?
To physically walk with my client and line up the products in front of them and share that this is what I used today and close it up out front.
Very good. So what I heard you say is that you're actually not walking.
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're going to actually walk. That's the action. I'm going to physically be walking my customer to the front desk. I'm going to line those products up and let them know this is what I used on you. What would you like to take with you?
Yes.
Correct? Very good, you guys. Excellent job. Now, if I recall, everybody in this room said that they wanted to make more money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for many of you, you may be in the spot where you're still building your clientele. And I would assert that you're in the perfect spot. It's oftentimes when I meet technicians that are fully booked that have very little capacity to see what's possible. But when you're new and you have one client on your day, you have all the opportunity in the world to upsell them into multiple services. So don't look at one or two people on your day as, oh, I'm not going to do very good. You actually have more opportunity than your neighbor who's seeing 6 or 7 to upsell. And the more services that that client receives, the more you're going to retain and the more they're going to refer. So this actually is going to support you almost twice as much as it would your neighbor who's already booked solid. So for those of my seasoned veterans, you may be in a spot where you think, I don't have enough time, Julie. I can't possibly do this. But just like in the needs assessment, we talk about you make those recommendations and you also communicate honestly what you could do today. And if not, you rebook them for the next time. Your job is to have your customer become chemically dependent on you. And chemically dependent means upselling. It means 2 to 3 services. It means those extra items. So when I rebook you for 2 or 3 services, I actually have the opportunity to make more money 6 weeks from now than I did today. Okay? So it's not going to happen all at once. It's a game you play every day and you increase the odds. It's kind of like going to Vegas. We're going to increase our odds of winning by playing this game. Remember, the object of the game is to double your day. You must arrive how early?
15 minutes.
15 minutes early to work, to prepare, to add up your day, and to play the game. You must then play the game before your day begins. That's the important piece. Add it all up, think of what's possible, add up those possibilities, and throughout the day, circle the items that they actually took action on so that you can see the success that you're having throughout your day. Lastly, the sky's the limit when you focus on serving your customers with all of what's possible. Hair, skin, nails, massage. Think about your team. You may not have time to take care of all of their hair needs, but somebody else might have time to take care of their nails or their massage, and it's all about serving the customer. So someone share with me, what was the value for you in doing this exercise? Lewis.
The value is to work smarter, not harder.
Very good. Work smart, not hard.
And I really got something different, which is to grow my average ticket. And I always think of quality versus quantity.
Ah, very good, Lewis. So can you see that you start with the quantity of possibilities, then you're going to narrow it down to 1 or 2 options, and then it's your job to provide the quality.
Absolutely, yes.
Very good. Kim.
For me, it was about working with what I have. So often I want to get more customers or have to search out how I can make more money, and I can really make more money right with what I'm doing right in front of me.
Absolutely. Every single day is an opportunity to start with what you have and then build on that. Mm-hmm. And that becomes the biggest success story. You didn't have to go out and get another client because you worked really smart with the one client that you had.
Yes.
That's excellent. Very good.
You know what I noticed is when you were teaching us the needs assessment in the retailing system, I was saying, well, I have to listen to what they want. I already have an idea of, I know my client, so I know what they normally like, and I know what type of hair they have, etc. What I really like about this booking game is it allows me to get back to what I do know about them, but even one step further. I get to think about what's possible beyond the scope of what I'm providing for them. I'm really creating more of an opportunity to wow them by doing this, and I'm more confident going into the day in using that needs assessment because I've thought about them before they've even walked in the door.
Absolutely. One of the best things you could do is flatter your customer by saying, you know what, Alejandra, I was thinking about you this morning. And that says something to your customer. That says that I matter, that I make a difference, that I'm not just a number. And financially, Alejandra, what do you think this is going to do for you?
It's going to allow me to achieve the financial goals that I have set for myself. I really want to buy a new car, and I thought it wasn't going to be possible. And now I see that by having a plan and really just making it fun, I can do that.
Very good. Excellent. You now have your roadmap.
That's right.
Now that we've just given an example of what a day would look like, let's take another look at what a day that normally may not have as many clients as you're used to, or you might be newer to the floor and you don't have as many clients. One of the most important things to remember about the booking game is really about doubling your day. Whether you have 1, 2, 10 clients on your book, how do we work smarter, not harder? So let's say that I'm an esthetician and I'm actually working today in the spa and I've only got 3 clients on my book. And let's say that when I came in today and I added up my day, all that I had was $105. That's what I knew I was going to do today. Well, rather than you spending time running around trying to fill your day with more people, let's focus on those that we do have. And how could we upsell them to get to a day that increases their service dollars, their retail dollars, as well as the referrals that we could possibly get from them because we're focused on them and we're taking care of them. So let's take a look at Julie. She's coming in and she's receiving a facial today, and the facial is $50. What other types of services could we recommend for Julie?
A glycolic acid peel.
Very good. So she could get a glycolic. And how much is that?
40.
40. Excellent. What else could she get?
Facial wax.
A wax. Very good. Full face?
Full face.
Full face. Very good. So we're obviously probably not going to do the glycolic and a full wax at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
But those are 2 things that are possible. And how much is a full face wax?
45.
45. So we have 2 options there. Very good. What's another option?
An eye-zone treatment,
An eye zone treatment. And how much is that?
20.
20. Excellent. Very good. So then our next client was Jason, and Jason was coming in and he was getting a back wax today. So what other types of services could Jason receive?
Back facial,
Excellent. So if we added a back facial, how much would that be?
60.
60. Very good. Excellent. What else could he receive?
A paraffin dip for his hands.
Very good. He could receive a paraffin. And how much is a paraffin?
10.
10. Very good. What else could he receive?
an eye-zone treatment.
Very good. He could get an iZone as well. So that was an additional 20. And our last client was Diana. And Diana was actually coming in and only receiving a mini facial. So what else could she receive?
An ultra facial.
An ultra facial. So we could take it up a notch. And if we did that, we would add another $30. So what else could she receive?
An eye treatment for sure.
An eye treatment. So we've got another iZone. Those are great upsells. What else could she receive?
A brow wax.
A brow wax. And how much was that, Alejandra?
15.
15. Excellent. So as a possibility, let's find out what we just added to our day. Excellent. So we have just added to our day an additional $260 by playing the booking game. So one of the things that you want to really remember is when you have a shorter day, less clients, you always want to write down at least 3 services and recommend at least 3. Because if the client just chooses one extra service, you're guaranteed that you're going to be tripling your possibility for income today. So that's an important thing to do. So if we take a look at that, we had a possibility of adding $260 onto our day. Even if we only gained half of that, that's $130. So that's another way to double our day, by playing a game. Now, lastly, we forgot one important component when we were talking now. What was that?
Retail.
Retail. Very good. So, Julie, how much product could she get?
$100.
Now, Jason, how much was Jason going to spend in retail?
50.
50. Very good. And lastly, Diana, what was she going to spend?
150.
Excellent. So, as a possibility, we have added $300 to our retail sales for the day. So you see that the booking game, whether you have 1, 3, 6, or 10 clients on your day, is all about looking at the opportunities. It's figuring out what other possibilities would that client get if they had all the time and all the money. It's important that you take the time to write them down. Don't just do it in your head. Write it down either on your daily runner or using this booking game form. Write down what is possible, add it up, circle what you're doing throughout the day, even write down the products that you're selling throughout the day. This becomes your guide and your plan. Because remember, if you focus on, I just need to add $10 per customer, now every time you see that client, you're thinking $10, $10, $10, and you're automatically going to start recommending those additional items that will help you to get to the total day that you really desire. So let me take a moment and recap and take you back to the retail systems. And if you recall, there are 3 pieces to the retail system. Number 1, step 1, during the needs assessment, be sure to tell your customer that you will be educating them throughout the service on what you're going to be using, and when they're done, They can choose what they need. Step 2, during the service, every time you pick up that product, tell them what you used, why you used it, and how they use it at home. And lastly, step 3, at the close, place 3 to 5 products on the counter and say, these are the products that I recommend for you today. What would you like to take with you? Selling retail is all about serving your customers. Serve first, selling automatically takes place. Retail is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now that we've just given an example of what a day would look like, let's take another look at what a day that normally may not have as many clients as you're used to, or you might be newer to the floor and you don't have as many clients. One of the most important things to remember about the booking game is really about doubling your day. Whether you have 1, 2, 10 clients on your book, how do we work smarter, not harder? So let's say that I'm an esthetician and I'm actually working today in the spa and I've only got 3 clients on my book. And let's say that when I came in today and I added up my day, all that I had was $105. That's what I knew I was going to do today. Well, rather than you spending time running around trying to fill your day with more people, let's focus on those that we do have. And how could we upsell them to get to a day that increases their service dollars, their retail dollars, as well as the referrals that we could possibly get from them because we're focused on them and we're taking care of them. So let's take a look at Julie. She's coming in and she's receiving a facial today, and the facial is $50. What other types of services could we recommend for Julie?
A glycolic acid peel.
Very good. So she could get a glycolic. And how much is that?
40.
40. Excellent. What else could she get?
Facial wax.
A wax. Very good. Full face?
Full face.
Full face. Very good. So we're obviously probably not going to do the glycolic and a full wax at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
But those are 2 things that are possible. And how much is a full face wax?
45.
45. So we have 2 options there. Very good. What's another option?
An eye-zone treatment,
An eye zone treatment. And how much is that?
20.
20. Excellent. Very good. So then our next client was Jason, and Jason was coming in and he was getting a back wax today. So what other types of services could Jason receive?
Back facial,
Excellent. So if we added a back facial, how much would that be?
60.
60. Very good. Excellent. What else could he receive?
A paraffin dip for his hands.
Very good. He could receive a paraffin. And how much is a paraffin?
10.
10. Very good. What else could he receive?
an eye-zone treatment.
Very good. He could get an iZone as well. So that was an additional 20. And our last client was Diana. And Diana was actually coming in and only receiving a mini facial. So what else could she receive?
An ultrafacial.
An ultrafacial. So we could take it up a notch. And if we did that, we would add another $30. So what else could she receive?
An eye treatment for sure.
An eye treatment. So we've got another iZone. Those are great upsells. What else could she receive?
A brow wax.
A brow wax. And how much was that, Alejandra?
15.
15. Excellent. So as a possibility, let's find out what we just added to our day. Excellent. So we have just added to our day an additional $260 by playing the booking game. So one of the things that you want to really remember is when you have a shorter day, less clients, you always want to write down at least 3 services and recommend at least 3. Because if a client just chooses one extra service, you're guaranteed that you're going to be tripling your possibility for income today. So that's an important thing to do. So if we take a look at that, we had a possibility of adding $260 onto our day. Even if we only gained half of that, that's $130. So that's another way to double our day, by playing a game. Now, lastly, we forgot one important component when we were talking now. What was that?
Retail.
Retail. Very good. So, Julie, how much product could she get?
$100.
Now, Jason, how much was Jason going to spend in retail?
50.
50. Very good. And lastly, Diana, what was she going to spend?
150.
Excellent. So as a possibility, we have added $300 to our retail sales for the day. So you see that the booking game, whether you have 1, 3, 6, or 10 clients on your day, is all about looking at the opportunities. It's figuring out what other possibilities would that client get if they had all the time and all the money. It's important that you take the time to write them down. Don't just do it in your head. Write it down either on your daily runner or using this booking game form. Write down what is possible, add it up, circle what you're doing throughout the day, even write down the products that you're selling throughout the day. This becomes your guide and your plan. Because remember, if you focus on, I just need to add $10 per customer, now every time you see that client, you're thinking $10, $10, $10, and you're automatically going to start recommending those additional items that will help you to get to the total day that you really desire. We all said we wanted to make more money. We've given you 3 tools in order to support you in making more money. Now it's your job to take it out, to try it on, and to practice. Practice makes perfect. There's one of my favorite quotes I want to share with you in closing, and that is, fear leads you to believe that where you are is a safe place, and going forward is a risk. When the truth is that you are always at risk when you are standing still. Risk of stagnating and risk of missing out of your own destiny. You are in the driver's seat. You have the power to change the way your day is every single day. When you own that and you take responsibility for that, the sky's the limit. So let me take a moment and recap and take you back to the retail systems. And if you recall, there are 3 pieces to the retail system. Number 1, step 1, during the needs assessment, be sure to tell your customer that you will be educating them throughout the service on what you're going to be using, and when they're done, they can choose what they need. Step 2, during the service, every time you pick up that product, tell them what you used, why you used it, and how they use it at home. And lastly, step 3, at the close, place 3 to 5 products on the counter and say, these are the products that I recommend for you today. What would you like to take with you? Selling retail is all about serving your customers. Serve first, selling automatically takes place. Retail is as easy as 1, 2, 3.